We have significant news right now. Hillary Clinton is turning the tables on Donald Trump, blasting Donald Trump for having a cover up regarding the Epstein files, as Donald Trump tonight is claiming that he is totally exonerated. Totally exonerated is what the president says. That's bullshit, to put it lightly. And while every media personality, every journalist, every commentator needs to call it out as such, because Donald Trump has not been totally exonerated. And Hillary Clinton has made that pretty clear, but also the files themselves make it clear. And as a journalist, I won't beat around the bush. I won't try to sane wash or whitewash what the Trump administration or the president is saying. I'll call it out for what it is, a lie. And that's why I want to talk to you tonight, because the allegations against Donald Trump do exist. They are serious. They have not been fully vetted or investigated. And while he's trying to throw blame on the Clintons, while trying to excuse himself in the process, and I've said it from the beginning, I don't care whether your last name is Clinton or Trump, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. Everyone should be held accountable. So let's just jump right into it this evening. But before I do, like, comment, share, and subscribe. The more you like, the more people see this, and subscribe to my Substack. Click the link below to support my work. This evening, Donald Trump on Air Force One was asked about Hillary Clinton's latest comments, suggesting that Donald Trump is engaging in this massive cover-up. And we'll take a listen to what Donald Trump had to say.
So Hillary Clinton said in an interview today that she and her husband are getting pulled into the Epstein matter to divert attention from you, and that your administration has something to hide. What's your response to that?
I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. They went in hoping that they'd find it and found just the opposite. I've been totally exonerated. In fact, Jeffrey Epstein was fighting that I don't get elected with some author, a sleazebag, by the way. And I've been totally exonerated. No, they're getting pulled in, and that's their problem. I don't know. They're going to have to see what happens. But I watched her in Munich, and she seriously has Trump derangement syndrome.
Do you think she should publicly testify?
I've been totally exonerated on Epstein. And it's really interesting because they've been pulled in. Think of it. They've been pulled in. Clinton and many other Democrats have been pulled in. Yeah.
Now, he claims he has been totally exonerated on Epstein, but that's not true. There are several credible allegations inside the Epstein files deemed credible by the FBI, so much so that FBI agents interviewed accusers of the President of the United States. Now, where those allegations went, where those interviews went, that's unclear this evening, because all of the files have yet to be released by the Department of Justice, probably will never be released by this Department of Justice. But to say that he has been totally exonerated when there is no evidence suggesting he was totally exonerated is bullshit, to say the least. Now, I worked before a journalist. I was a white-collar criminal defense attorney, an attorney for many years. And I represented numerous people against the Department of Justice and federal criminal prosecutions. And the Epstein matter, the Maxwell matters, they are federal criminal prosecutions. When you are, quote, totally exonerated, that phrase is non-existent in the law. No one is ever totally exonerated. The phrase, you typically get a letter saying that the evidence does not support criminal charges if they stop investigating you or if they close an investigation. Or on the flip side, you get a not guilty verdict. That's not total exoneration. That's a not guilty verdict. Or you get a dismissal with prejudice. Those are the phrases that are used in the law. Total exoneration does not exist. Donald Trump has not been totally exonerated, no matter what he tries to claim. Now, speaking about Hillary Clinton, yeah, her and her husband, Bill Clinton, are tied up in these files. Now, the question remains, how much and what was their involvement with Epstein? Hillary Clinton today has accused Donald Trump's administration of a cover-up over its handling of the files. Quote, get the files out. They're slow walking it. She says that the White House insisted by releasing the files, they had done more for the victims than Democrats ever have, but that's not true. In fact, Hillary Clinton is willing to publicly testify and publicly on camera say what her involvement was, if any, with Jeffrey Epstein. There is no actual evidence, credible evidence, to suggest that there were any allegations against Hillary Clinton or that she knew any of it. Now, her husband, Bill, is a different story. Even then, the allegations are more attenuated than that of President Trump. But the Clintons have called for the hearing to be in public rather than a closed door deposition. Quote, "We will show up, but we think it would be better to have it in public." Republican Committee James Comer had accused the Clintons of delay, saying that the pair caved as a contempt vote loomed. Clinton says, "I just want it to be fair. I want everybody treated the same way. We have nothing to hide. We have called for the full release of these files repeatedly. We think sunlight is the best disinfectant." The former presidential candidate argued that she and her husband were being used to divert attention away from Trump. Quote, "Look at this shiny object. We're going to have the Clintons, even Hillary Clinton, who never met the guy." Now, Hillary did say she had met Ghislaine Maxwell on a few occasions. She says she has never met Jeffrey Epstein. Now, we do know Bill Clinton did meet Jeffrey Epstein numerous times. That is not in dispute. But even meeting Epstein is not a crime in and of itself by any means. And even Susie Wiles, remember, Donald Trump's own chief of staff, told Vanity Fair in an interview that Bill Clinton was never on Epstein's island. And so you have a situation now where the Clintons are saying, put up or shut up, let us testify in Capitol Hill in public rather than a closed door deposition. Let us tell you the truth about what we know. But Donald Trump is running. He's saying he's been totally exonerated. That's not true, though. Take a listen to what Congressman Dan Goldman had to say tonight about the Epstein files. I think this is an interesting statement from the congressman who, mind you, went after Trump during the first impeachment as well.
Email you referenced, has it been unredacted yet?
Nope, it has not, and there will be more to come. And the importance of it is far greater in my mind than simply what is in there. It is clearly not permitted to be redacted under any privilege. And the fact that it is redacted from public view but allowed for members to see, when it relates to statements that Donald Trump made, makes it very, very clear that it is a part of a cover-up. And that's why the 2.5 to 3 million documents that are being withheld without any explanation are so important to be uncovered and to be handed over to Congress and for the American people to see, because we have evidence that they are covering up for Donald Trump. So that's what we can actually see, what members of Congress can unveil by going over there. Imagine what we can't see in those 2.5 to 3 million files. And, you know, if Trump wants to put his name on everything, as he does, then let's start calling this the Trump-Epstein files.
Let's start calling this the Trump-Epstein files, since the president of the United States wants to throw his face and name on everything. Here we are. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Spread the word. I'll have another update for you very soon.